Two ball clubs, one division. It's going to be the Washington Nationals as they play the New York Mets at Citi Field. Some great April baseball headed your way next.
How good is he? When his stuff is on, there's not a guy in the game who wants to come to the plate against Gio Gonzalez. And I'm Gary Thorne with John Kruk and Steve Phillips. Welcome, Major League Baseball 2K Sports. Tonight, Citi Field is the site of the Mets. They get one at home here in Queens. It'll be Mike Pelfrey, the starting pitcher. Steve, as he gets going here against Washington and their bats, what are we going to see?
Now, Mike Pelfrey, if there's a one-pitch pitcher in the big leagues, it's him. That sinker ball is really his bread and butter. He'll show a slider, but it doesn't have the kind of depth that allows it to be successful. He just needs a lot of ground ball outs.
Now we'll see how Davy Johnson's lineup looks. Any of these bats stand out, John?
Well, with Ian Desmond, you get a lot of everything in the lineup. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He can also drop a bunt and beat you with his legs. So versatile player is Ian Desmond.
And our leadoff hitter is Ian Desmond.
For the Washington Nationals, shortstop number 20, Ian Desmond.
The pitch from Pelfrey, swung on, hit in the air to right center. There's a play that'll make your pitcher smile. What an effort by Torres. That's an incredible diving catch in the outfield.
Boy, take a look at that. That ball says trouble as soon as it comes off the bat. I couldn't believe he could run that down and make the play. Terrific job.
Now it's a good look here at the Mets. Here's their defense. And John, how about individual factors out there?
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on David Wright. I mean, he makes so many spectacular plays at third base because he's such an athletic player. You know, most guys that play the corner infield aren't the most athletic players. David Wright doesn't fit in that category.
The 0-0 delivery, a fastball taken for a strike.
Well, a big contract in the 2011 offseason for Jason Worth as he moved from the Phillies to the Washington Nationals. He didn't have the impact that the Nationals were hoping for.
There's a ground ball. Davis. And he steps on first. That's the second out. And fans, there's more baseball coming this Friday. It'll be Albert Pujols and the Los Angeles Angels. They face the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Going to be starting at 7 o'clock Eastern. Ryan Zimmerman, he gets ready to swing here with two away. A lifetime number, well, 259 off the Mets. There's a strike from Pelfrey, and it's 0-1.
Hitters have to have great balance and be prepared for the pitch away. If you open up even a little bit, you can't catch up to that four-seam fastball in the outside corner.
And that's a strike. Zimmerman behind on the count. Will be careful. There's a swing and a ground ball. And Tejada picks it up. Bad throw. So they can't make the play.
Now batting for the Washington Nationals, first base, number 25, Adam LaRoche.
Let's take a look at where Washington ended up rank-wise last year in the National League. 7th in home runs, 8th in stolen bases, and the slugging numbers, well, they just didn't quite have the slugging numbers that they would have liked. Power, not a big part of their game. They were a base-to-base team having to manufacture runs.
The pitch from Pelfrey. First pitch is a splitter for a called strike.
Outstanding late sinking movement on this splitter as it approaches the hitter. You have to take that pitch.
Here it comes. It's hit foul by LaRoche. Foul! LaRoche fouls it off again. Another foul ball, and LaRoche works hard in this AB. That's a called strike 3 to Adam LaRoche. Got him. Mike Pelfrey, some nice pitching. He gets through the first inning without allowing a hit. And the Mets, their first chance coming up. Going to be Torres now. He's going to get us started here in the home half of the first inning.
Andres Torres.
First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on that curveball. It's 0-1. 11 career ABs, 2 hits off Gonzalez. It's hit foul by Torres. Gonzalez sets and throws. Oh, tough one to lay off right there. That fastball. 1-2. Curveball in there for a called strike 3.
Well, this curveball just drops right off the table. The hitter thought he had a beat on it, then he gave up as it breaks into the strike zone.
This is the lineup we'll see for the Mets. Now, John, anyone in particular we should keep an eye on?
Well, when a guy like Jason Bay gets on a roll, he can do so many things. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark. He can hit for average. He can also be a huge run producer. And don't let this size fool you. Pretty good speed, too.
First pitch is a big curveball in there. 0-1.
Well, last year, Gio Gonzalez continued to build off of what was a great 2010, lowering his ERA in 2011 to 3.12, a solid quality pitcher in the major leagues.
There's a swing, and that one's hit on the ground. For Gonzalez, one of the matters he's got to deal with to grow, Steve, probably is the fact he's got to cut the walks down.
No, that's right. 91 free passes is too many. There's no doubt about that. But he still had the low ERA because he has dominant stuff and he gets swings and misses. Very little movement on this pitch at 93 miles per hour, courtesy of K-King.
Here's a look at how the Nationals line up on the defense. Highlights, John, from these fielders.
Well, Ryan Zimmerman's a tall guy, 6'5", but he has unbelievable mobility and one of the strongest throwing arms in baseball. And when he flips that little sidearm throw from third base to first, it is a thing of beauty. And first basemen love him because he's so accurate.
Smash towards the middle, and the Mets get that one in for their first hit of the ballgame.
Oh, I love being able to get hits with 2 outs. Even if there's no one on base, you don't drive in any runs. What it does is, though, it prolongs the inning and it makes the opposing pitcher work harder and can possibly get him out of the game earlier.
Let's take a brief look here at the Mets and how they ranked in the National League last season. First in doubles, second in batting average, and they were the #2 team coming up with base hits. Outstanding job, contact at the plate, putting the ball in play, and finding holes.
Gonzalez sets and throws. Couldn't get around in time. 0-1.
Well, if you're going to get a good fastball, you better pull the trigger a little sooner. You can't be late on that heater.
Davis making contact, but he'll foul that one away. Back up the middle. Oh, mercy. Boy, that did not miss him by much, but he got out of the way. And he throws on to first. That'll retire the side. No runs on a hit, and they'll strand him. Still scoreless in New York. And we'll have Michael Morse leading it on.
Number 38, Michael Morse.
The pitch from Pelfrey. Here's a swing, a fly ball deep down the line and right. No problem with that one.
Washington Nationals, second baseman, number 8, Danny Espinosa.
Here's Espinosa as he sets in.
Well, Mets fans not very happy about what's going on in the National League East. Obviously, the Phillies and Braves our teams at the top, but also the Nationals showing improvement. It was a tough year for the Mets and Marlins as they start to move down the ladder in the division.
Belfry's pitch swung on and missed. 0-1. That payroll of the Mets and the expectations of playing in New York all make it very tough when you're a team that's not doing well and not doing well in your division. 33 and 39, Steve.
And you know what? Now the payroll's going down. A lot of the star players are not there anymore, and they're rebuilding a little bit in New York. And it's going to be a question as whether fans are going to come out to Citi Field.
Swung on and fouled away.
Oh!
Tries to saw him off with that one, but he missed. 1-2.
Well, and that'll saw his bat in two if he swings at that one.
And he leaves that one, and Danny Espinosa gets a ball and an even count. Here's the pitch. That one swung on, hit in the air to deep right center field. Torres, there's a solid effort to put it away. Here's what the Mets have coming up in April. They'll wrap up their series with Washington tonight. A road trip, they'll match up with the Phillies. That'll be at the end of the week. And it's a road trip to take on the Braves and the always tough at-bat of Chipper Jones. That series bound to be competitive, so they'll be on the road quite a bit over this next stretch. And Ramos now will come to the batter's box. He had 8 hits and 20 at-bats last season against the Mets when they played here in New York.
And not much went wrong for him in this ballpark. One of the most productive places he's played.
And there's the inside pitch from Pelfrey. One 0 on the way. Ramos hits the ground ball. He'll throw on to first, and that'll do it for this half inning. No runs, no hits, nobody across the plate in this half inning, and nobody left on base. Shutout, ongoing, Citi Field. The 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up. And Duda will come to the plate. Third-year ball player now. Swung on, grounded towards the hole. Oh, and a wild throw. So they can't make the play.
Number 44, Jason Bay.
And here's Jason Bay. He's looking to bring this runner home. Swung on, hit well, out there to deep left center field, back at the wall. An amazing leaping catch. What a play. And he looks that runner back to second base. Here's a look at the teams who got it done last year at the plate. Brought to you by State Farm. Number 1, the Cardinals. Second, the Mets. Third spot, the Brewers. The Rockies fourth. It's the Astros, number 5.
One of the top hitting teams in baseball last year will be on display in this game today. And these guys, when they step out of the dugout, they're swinging the bats. These guys can put the ball in play, and they all hit for a high average.
One on, one out. Can't wait long enough for that one, and he starts out with a strike.
Well, last year the Nationals had their best ever showing in their short history, a third-place finish in the National League East. Doesn't sound like much, but it's a step forward, and really the first time they've shown some challenge since they were called the Montreal Expos.
And certainly with the younger players who are coming in and some players back who you know are going to be starters, it gives them a little better starting position in the season, Steve.
And listen, they're a much more complete team right now. The month of July, they were over 500 for the first time since 2005, and just one win short of getting to the 500 mark at the season's end.
The 1-2 from Gonzalez. A swing and a fly ball to left center field. 2 men have been put away.
Coming to bat for the New York Mets. Shortstop, number 11, Ruben
Tejada at the plate. A career .237 hitter off Washington. And it's 0-1. Gonzalez caught him looking on that one.
When you can spot your four-seam fastball to the outside corner, the hitter has to have balance at the plate to not pull off the ball.
That second pitch cuts on a fastball, misses, and it's 0-2.
Boy, he's got great movement on that two-seamer. It's one of the best around.
Fastball is a waste pitch that time, 1-2.
Well, you can see what he's doing. He's just pulling that ball away from him, trying to overthrow it, and he can't seem to find the strike zone. He has to be able to rein that thing in right now.
That one is swung on. That's put in play. Bernardina's going to play it. And the side's retired as they head into the dugout. Gio Gonzalez, that's another good inning. He emerges from the first 2 innings unscathed. And coming up, we'll see the Nationals.
plate for the Washington Nationals.
A crisp night here at Citi Field. A bit chilly. Those hand warmers being utilized in the bullpens. Bernardina is the batter. He's going to start the third here. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right center. There's a play that'll make your pitcher smile. What an effort by Torres. You can't be worried about getting hurt or getting dirty when you make a play like that.
Well, the ball was tailing away from him, and he had a lot of ground to cover, but he was able to get there.
Gonzalez at the plate. This is his first opportunity in this one. A swing line to left center, and it gets down. The number 9 spot producing a base hit. That's helping your cause.
I thought he couldn't hit, Gary. Pitchers can't hit. Well, look at that. That's a good piece of hitting right there. Nice job.
And Desmond is in the batter's box.
If you saw his last game, you got a chance to see that he swung the bat well in that one, picking up a couple of knocks.
Now Toll spots the pitch up the middle and through the middle. Base hit. The opportunity for offense is right now.
Right fielder.
Well, he's coming off a 2-hit performance in his last outing, and even though they lost, it's a good sign that he's starting to swing it.
So with one down, let's watch Jason Worth. Last year, his average not good. 194 against the Mets when they played here in New York.
And the hitter knows that coming in, that he struggled in this ballpark, but you know what? He has confidence in himself. He thinks he can turn it around this year.
Here's a swing and a ground ball. It's time to get it done for Washington right now.
What more do you need to see? Now you have to question his confidence, giving up 3 straight hits. Not much going right out there at this point.
And it's Ryan Zimmerman at the plate. And he'll be swinging with the bases loaded.
But Gary, they got a big opportunity now to take the lead in this situation.
Bases are loaded here with only 1 away. Swung on and ripped towards second. And it gets through. Zimmerman knocking in the run. There's 2. Base hit knock. And a big one. Brings in a couple of runs. A couple of RBIs on that swing. Let's see what that does for their win expectancy graph.
Well, a tremendous clutch hit right there. This was his opportunity to deliver for his team with this big 2 RBI single, and that could be the deciding factor in this game right now with the way the pitching has been.
And it's Adam LaRoche in the box now. And some production being seen in this game early. They've got a chance now to extend the lead.
I think we just saw some important production right there, guys. To get on the board at this stage of the game gives them a real...
And the runners go. Strike one. Oh, and they get that one on the out. Couldn't get the double part of it. Here's the 0-1 pitch by Pelfrey, and that's a strikeout, and LaRoche is going to have to take a defensive hitter's stance. Early on in a game like this, your bats are working. You're showing you can take some strides, jump out in front. Get the feeling right now the confidence is swung on. Liner to right. Oh, he can't come up with it. Zimmerman scores.
At the plate for the Washington Nationals, left fielder number 38, Michael Morse.
Michael Morse looking to knock in a run. Lifetime going 2 for 8 against Pelfrey. Here's the first pitch. That's a foul ball. Foul! Swings and hits this one deep down the line in left. Comes off the wall in left. And LaRoche is home. This lineup just feeding off itself in this ball game. Opportunities and execution.
Well, 0-1 mistake right here. He throws it over the heart of the plate, and he pays for it.
Here's Espinoza as he sets in. Just one player picking up after another, Steve. This is a good offensive show going on, and they're climbing the ladder with it. First pitch to him. Pelfrey finding the zone. No swing on it. You know, to be effective, you got to mix your pitch types and speed. Here's what we've seen from this pitcher today. What's your take, guys?
Well, mixing up your pitches and
hit up the middle. Oh, that'll move you on the mound. He just barely got out of the way. Morse is heading home, and he's in there. This lineup's just unbelievable. They found momentum, and they've been able to carry it on and on and on.
You know, sometimes ball placement is important. He hit the ball in the right spot, and he thought to himself, I'm going to, and he thought it coming out of the batter's box.
May have been a little element of surprise there. The fact he took off, Steve, and decided he was going to get 2 right out of the box.
Well, that's why speed is such an important asset. It can help you steal bases, score runs, and this time it helped him take the extra base.
And Ramos now will come to the batter's box. Just one player picking up after another, Steve. This is a good offensive show going on, and they're climbing the ladder with it.
Boy, after that quality at bat, I mean, this offense just landing some serious body blows on this pitcher in this game.
Boy, you see this get started, it only builds confidence in the hitters. And the run gets in. Opposite field hitting. It is a classic piece of baseball.
Especially on that inside pitch. It keeps the defense off guard when you can muscle the inside pitch to right field.
And we've got Bernardina batting. And Steve, the offense continues to produce. They keep building on it.
Boy, after that quality at bat, I mean, this offense just landing some serious body blows on this pitcher in this game.
Boy, you see this get started, it only builds confidence in the hitters. The pitch. That's at the knees for a called strike.
You know, Gary, you're right. It builds confidence in the hitters, but it also builds confidence in today's pitcher because he knows he doesn't have to be perfect now. He can pound the strike zone with strikes and be much more aggressive.
And that'll do it as Torres puts it away. Huge third inning. They really piled it on. Washington leads it 6-0. And for those of you catching up with us, hi, I'm Gary Thorne along with John Kruk and Steve Phillips, bringing you Major League Baseball here on 2K Sports. And Pelfrey's in the box. And there's ball 1. There's one swung on and missed. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. The 1-2 from Gonzalez. Big swing and a miss on a heater. Strike him out, 1 down.
Well, at 92 miles per hour, you can get away with some mistakes, but it would be nice to have some movement. With 2 strikes, the hitter wanted the fastball. He got it, but didn't do anything with it.
Going to be Torres now. Taking a look, he struck out looking. First at bat that came against Gonzalez.
Well, he just buckled his knees with a 12-6 curveball last time. He kind of jelly-legged him and didn't even offer swinging the bat. A major weapon. If he gets 2 strikes again on him, look for that 12-6 curveball.
Torres gets set. Here's the first pitch. In there for a strike. Last season 0 for 3 off Gio Gonzalez. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that is hit. And Torres gets himself a base hit. And that'll bring Daniel Murphy to the plate. The Nationals schedule, let's have a look. The series with the Mets concluding tonight. Wednesday, they'll be traveling. They'll head home. The matchup will be the Reds. Great series there. That kicks off on Thursday night. Then they stay home for the next series, the Houston Astros. So a lot of home games on the way. The fans will have a chance to see their guys many times over in the next couple of weeks. Struck out swinging last time. First pitch on the way. A swing and a drive deep left center field. He makes the catch. The runners tag him from first.
At the plate with the New York
This is where having great athleticism in the outfield comes into play.
Well, great athleticism. Speed is a two-way tool. It helps you on the bases, but it also helps you in the outfield.
David Wright at the plate with a runner in scoring position. He singled in his last at bat. Gonzalez sets and throws. And there's a called strike.
Gonzalez looks so good. I've never seen him this sharp, Gary. I mean, he is on top of his game.
These at-bats, how's he starting them? Let's take a look.
He's got to go right at the hitters, and when he does, it leads to success. He's retired 7 hitters in this game after throwing a first pitch strike.
Worth to field this one. And that one's put away to retire the side. They pick up no runs on 1 hit and leave a man at second. Mets can't get the offense going. Gonzalez at the plate. Singled and scored his last time around. And here's the first one. Line drive fouled out towards first. Gonzalez fights off another pitch.
Well, the pitcher did exactly what he wanted to do on that 0-2 count. He wanted him to swing the bat, and he did, but he just fouled it off. Great piece of hitting.
The pitch from Pelfrey. Another foul ball. Gonzalez keeping this at bat going. A line drive toward short. He stops at first. It'll be a single.
Well, you know what? I've seen better swings in a park, but the pitcher able to pick up a base hit right there. And, hey, nothing like helping yourself.
And Desmond is in the batter's box. 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Here's the first pitch. There's a swing and a liner towards the gap in left field. And in there, he's 2 for 3 today.
Well, it's a fastball away, but he goes out and hooks it into left field for a base hit.
Jason Worth.
So looking to capitalize with an RBI, Jason Worth. Already 1 hit in the ballgame, 1 for 2 off Pelfrey.
Yeah, he wasn't too fazed by that curveball that he saw the last time. If I'm pitching, if I'm going to throw it, I've got to start it at the knees and break it out of the zone.
But, of course, last time with that single he hit, he didn't drive in any runs. But right now with the man on second, he's definitely looking to produce.
Here's one hit very well deep. 1 away. And they'll try and hold the runners second and first. They stay. 1 out. Here's Ryan Zimmerman standing in.
Well, you look at the progression of Ryan Zimmerman, and you can see he's getting more selective and more patient at the plate each year. The sky's the limit for him.
Here's the pitch. Missed, ball 1. In talking about Zimmerman, you throw out the years where he fought injuries, and the power is climbing along with his walk totals, John.
Yeah, and for me, it's just a matter of time before he becomes one of the premier players in all of baseball. I don't care if it's infielder, outfielder. This kid has a chance to be very special.
That one is in there. Gonzalez, will he score? Gonzalez scores. And another run comes through. I think there's an issue of how much is left in his tank right here, so that bullpen's going to get active.
You know, it's still early in the game, though, so I'd be surprised if they make this move this early. They may just get it prepared in case they need to go there.
He'll pull into third. That's a 2 RBI 3-bagger.
Well, that's 10 hits right now in this ball game for him, and you know, you're going to have to wonder how much longer the manager's going to stick with this guy.
And it's Adam LaRoche in the box now. Boy, this lineup is just pushing the pitching right now. It's tough to get anybody out.
It's turning into a rout right now. These guys keep pounding the ball and scoring more and more runs. It's been all about the offense today so far.
And here's the first one. There's a ground ball. Murphy. You're out. 2 away. Now the State Farm leaderboard. We take a look at who the league leaders in slugging percentage were last year. Well, a chance to check out Morse. He shows up 4th.
Well, a big power hitter last year, and he was one of the top slugging percentage guys in all of baseball. And he's just a guy that has this big, beautiful, powerful swing, but he also has the ability to hit extra base hits. He's not just a home run hitter. He's a slugger who can hit the ball to all fields.
On third is Zimmerman. Here's Morse's first look. Ground ball towards second. Murphy throws on to first in time to retire the side. They pick up 2-3 hits, strand a man. The Nationals totally controlling this ballgame. Big bats ready to make an appearance. Davis into the batter's box. Let's take a look at how this pitcher has been utilizing his arsenal of pitches.
Well, when you're playing behind a guy, you love to see him mix up his pitches, change speeds. But when you're in the batter's box,
Swung on, lined over the first baseman's head. And that's a base hit. Davis on board.
well, a good start to this inning, but let's see if the guys behind him, after he starts out this inning with the single, can follow up and finish this inning off with some runs.
And Duda will come to the plate. Lifetime, he's just 185 off the Nationals.
And just hasn't ever been able to get dialed in against this team throughout his career.
Now Ramos sets the target. A high pop-up. This one towards Zimmerman. One away. State Farm, a look at the teams who recorded the most steals from last season. The Padres, number 1. The D-backs, second. In third, the Mets. Dodgers, fourth. It's the Astros, number 5.
Well, most teams have one guy who can steal bases. This team has a bunch of guys who can run. Last year, one of the top teams in the league at stealing bases. And you think, well, we got one base stealer out. Well, as soon as he gets out, here comes another. It seems like every time someone's on base, they have the ability to steal bases. Way too much pressure for the opposition.
Ball 1 to begin this at bat, 1-0.
Things still not working out for Jason Bay in 2011. He couldn't stay off the DL and wasn't able to get through the season once again.
And here's a called strike at the letters, and it's 1-2. And what's really tough with Jason Bay, you see the flash of what he can do when he's healthy. He can really drive the ball, a good line drive hitter, but if you don't stay on the field, none of that matters.
And the funny thing about Bay is that most players will slow down with age. He seems to be stealing more bases now than he did when he was a younger player.
Let's see the pitch in the K cam. It was a 12-6 curve.
And in the batter's box, it's Tolley. Last year, very good .278 average against the Nationals. Davis, the runner at first. Gonzalez sets and throws. Looks at one. That's in there for a strike.
Look, Gary, the way this is going so far here in the fourth, I mean, they do have 3 hits. So they've had a couple of base runners, but I think that because they're not mounting hit after hit, they may have to put some plays on to get the runners moving.
Fastball swung on and missed. Side retired. No runs and a base hit. They leave one man on at first. Nationals holding on to the lead. We'll have the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up next. Danny Espinosa to lead it off.
Well, Palfrey has his stop today, but he's finding the center of the bat way too much. He needs a little more movement on his pitches, Gary.
Swings, hits this one pretty well. Deep right center. That's one away. And Ramos now will come to the batter's box. And good work for him last time. Crew picked up a nice RBI off Belfort.
You know, he could be sitting on that 4-seam fastball this time again, just waiting for that pitch, setting him up to try to drive another one.
And the big part of what he did last time up with that single was bring home a run. Won't have that chance here.
This one's pretty well hit to deep left center. So Ramos is set down. 2 down here in the inning.
Center fielder, the 2, Roger Bernardino.
And we've got Bernardino batting. And the first pitch. Liner towards the hole. And that's the 3rd out. Murphy grabs it. 3 up, 3 down for Mike Palfrey. Well, he grinds through 5 innings and has been roughed up a bit in this one. Next, it'll be the Mets getting it going.
Up to the plate.
Tejada at the plate. And of course, as a pitcher, you got to keep your eye on which pitches are effective on any given day and which ones aren't. Here's a look at which pitches he's thrown that have generated hits.
Looking at this guy's 12-6 curveball, that pitch has been hit 2 times so far in this one.
You know, it's been touched a pair of times, but the way he's pitching, he looks to go deep in this game here. And no runs given up. Everything looks like it's working for him. As the pinch hitter comes into the game now, it officially closes the book on this guy's day.
He deals. Now here's a grounder towards the hole. Throws to first. He's retired. That's 2 down.
Center fielder, number 56, Andres Torres.
Going to be Torres now. He had a single in his last time up. The first pitch. And that one is a fly ball. This could do it. LaRoche. And you just saw it, folks. That's going to be the last play of this game.
Fans going home unhappy in this one. Their offense just did not get it done as the opposing pitching just shut them down. Wow.
And now what you say we present an award. It's our player of the game. What a game from Ryan Zimmerman.
Well, Gary, you know, you have to talk about the guys in front of him that got on base to set up these big RBI situations. But you'd be remiss to not give him all the credit because guys got on, and it's sometimes tough to bring him in. He did that today, and that's why his team won.
When you take to the road, Steve, any win will do. But when you get this kind of offense, it's very satisfying.
Well, it also sends a message to your club and to that club that you showed up to play.
So for Steve Phillips and John Kruk, I'm Gary Thorne. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.